आज देश के साथ खुल रहे हैं उम्मीदों के पंख और अनबॉक्स हो रही हैं अनगिनत करियर अपॉर्चुनिटीज। ये ही राइट टाइम है सक्सेस को अनलॉक करने का। 3 करोड़ से भी ज्यादा स्टूडेंट्स के ट्रस्टेड लाइव कोर्सेज, मॉक टेस्ट और बेस्ट स्टडी मटेरियल के साथ ग्रेड अप की सही प्रेप विल हेल्प यू अचीव योर करियर गोल। व्हाट्स मोर, पाएं अट्रैक्टिव डिस्काउंट अपने टारगेट कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स के ग्रेड अप सुपर सब्सक्रिप्शन पर। Why wait? आज ही अपने ट्रस्टेड ग्रेड अप के साथ अपनी मोस्ट इफेक्टिव एग्जाम प्रेप शुरू करें।
हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू ग्रेड अप, इंडियाज लार्जेस्ट लाइव लर्निंग प्लेटफॉर्म। सही प्रेप है तो लाइफ सेट है। गुड मॉर्निंग ऑल ऑफ यू। So in this operating system capsule 4, we are going to talk about LJF CPU scheduling algorithm, that is longest job first CPU scheduling algorithm. So before starting, let me introduce myself. My name is Anshul Sharma. I have 1+ years of teaching experience and mentoring GATE CS aspirants. In GATE 2020, I have secured All India rank 294. I have also qualified ISRO and NIELIT exam. My area of expertise is operating system, digital logic, compiler design, DBMS, discrete mathematics and computer networks. So those who want to prepare for GATE 2022 or 2023, they can subscribe to Grade Up Super for Vision 2022 English batch, for Vision 2022 Hindi batch, and for Vision 2023 Hindi or English batch. For all these streams it is available. So in this batch you are going to get 850+ hours of live classes, 8000+ practice questions, 100+ chapter wise study notes, and 120+ mock test. So subscribe to Grade Up Super, and for more information you can contact on this number 9650052904. So GradeUp is providing you flat 50% off on GradeUp Super subscription. So you can unlock your success. Use this code unlock50 and you can avail this discount, that is flat 50% off. So let's start this longest job first CPU scheduling algorithm. Let's understand how we are going to schedule the processes using this algorithm. So in longest job first, it is almost similar to shortest job first. Just the difference here is we are going to consider the burst time. We are going to consider the burst time and the burst time of all the processes. So we have to compare the burst time of all the processes. The process which is going to have the larger burst time, we are going to schedule that first. This is the difference from shortest job first and if you compare with longest job first. The criteria here is burst time, right? And the mode is non-preemptive. That means you cannot preempt the process in between. You have to wait till its completion. So here let's understand this algorithm through an example. So 5 processes are given to us: P1, P2, P3, P4 and P5. Arrival time is given to us, burst time is given to us, right? And we have to find the completion time, turnaround time, waiting time and response time. So let's schedule these processes. So at 0 units of time, which process arrived in the ready queue? None of the process have arrived in the ready queue because the first process which is arriving in the ready queue, that is at 1 unit of time. So that means from 0 to 1, the CPU is going to sit idle because there is no process present in the ready queue. Right. Now at 1 unit of time, you can see P1 has arrived, right? P1 has arrived, so we can schedule P1 process now till its completion because it is non-preemptive CPU scheduling algorithm. The burst time is 7, so 1 plus 7 it is going to be 8. We can make it 0 and P1 has completed its execution. Now at 8 units of time, you can see all the remaining processes have arrived in the ready queue, that is P2, P3, P4 and P5. Now you have to compare the burst time. The process which is going to have the largest burst time, you are going to schedule that first. So you can compare. P5 is having the largest burst time here, that is 8. So you can schedule it 8 plus 8, it is going to be 16. We can make it 0 and P5 has completed its execution. Now out of these remaining processes, that is P2, P3, P4, if you compare the burst time, P2 is having the larger burst time, so we are going to schedule that first. So that is the burst time is 5 in case of P2, so 16 plus 5 it is going to be 21. We can make it 0 and P2 has also completed its execution. Clear? Now out of these two processes P3 and P4, we are going to schedule P4 first because that is having the larger burst time. 21 plus 2, that is 23. we can make it a 0. P4 has completed its execution as well. And in the end, we are going to schedule P3 process because that is having the smaller burst time, or you can say smallest burst time. So we are going to schedule that first. So here it is 24. We can make it 0, and P3 has completed its execution as well. Now from this chart, we can write the completion time. So for P1, it is 8. For P2, it is 21. For P3, it is 24. For P4, it is 23. And for P5, it is 16. Now what is turnaround time? Turnaround time is completion time minus arrival time. 8 minus 1, it is going to be 7. 21 minus 2, it is going to be 19. 24 minus 3, it is going to be 21. 23 minus 4, it is going to be 19, right? And 16 minus 5, it is going to be 11. Clear? Now what about waiting time? So waiting time will be equal to turnaround time minus initial burst time. 7 minus 7, it is going to be 0. 19 minus 5, it is 14. 21 minus 1, that is 20. 19 minus 2, it is going to be 17. 11 minus 8, it is 3. Now what about response time? So as I told you before as well, that in case of non-preemptive CPU scheduling algorithm, always the waiting time will be equal to response time. Still you can calculate. This is the formula for response time. First time CPU allocation minus arrival time. So let's see for P1, first time CPU allocation happened at 1 unit of time. Arrival time is also 1. 1 minus 1, it is going to be 0. For P2 it is, you can see 16. Right, at 16 we have allocated the CPU for the first time to P2. So 16 minus 2, that is the arrival time, we are going to get 14 here. Similarly, you can compare for P3 as well, that is 23. 23 minus 3, that is going to be 20. So you can see waiting time is always equal to response time in case of non-preemptive CPU scheduling algorithm. So this is going to be 17 and this is 3. Now you can find out the average turnaround time. You can find out the average waiting time also. Just add all these turnaround time for all the processes and divide by the number of processes will give you average turnaround time and average waiting time in this way. Clear? So in this way you can schedule the processes using this longest job first CPU scheduling algorithm, right? So this is the group, this is the Telegram group. You can connect with me, join this group, that is Anshul_Sharma_CS. This is the link of this group. You will be getting all the PDFs of YouTube classes, doubt clearances, as well as guidance related to your GATE preparation and any other exam also for computer science. So these are the faculties we have at GradeUp for computer science. So you can subscribe to GradeUp Super and start learning with GradeUp. In GATE 2021, we have 10 plus gradients under AR10 among all the streams. So that is a big achievement for GradeUp and its students. Subscribe to GradeUp Super. You will be getting unlimited access to structured live courses, green card also included in this, in which you are going to get 100 plus online mock tests designed by the toppers based on the latest exam pattern. In structured live courses, you are going to get India's best faculty, complete doubt resolution, full syllabus coverage for your exam. For more information, you can contact on this number 96500 You can also install GradeUp app so that you can attend all the free app classes as well as you can attempt all the free mock test for your practice purpose. So install GradeUp app from Google Play Store. Okay, and thank you everyone for joining this. I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care and bye-bye.